You make a payment on your credit card every single month, and somehow the balance barely moves. It feels like running on a treadmill that never stops. There's a hidden machine working against you, and today, you beat it. That machine is interest. If your card charges around 20 to 25% APR, a huge chunk of every payment gets eaten before it ever touches what you actually borrowed. You're basically paying rent on your own debt forever. But there's a financial tool that can hit the pause button on that interest completely. It's called a balance transfer credit card, and used right, it can help you crush debt years faster. Let me show you exactly how it works. Here's the simple version. A balance transfer card lets you move your existing high-interest debt onto a brand new card that charges 0% intro APR for a set window of time. During that window, your debt stops growing from interest entirely. That 0% window is usually somewhere between 12 and 21 months, depending on the card. Think about that. For up to almost 2 years, the interest meter is frozen solid while you attack the actual amount you owe. Why does this matter so much? Because at 20-something% APR, your payment is split. Part fights the balance, and a big part just feeds the interest monster. You're throwing money into a hole that keeps refilling itself. Now, flip the switch to 0%. Suddenly, 100% of every dollar you pay attacks the principal directly. No leakage, no waste. The same payment that barely moved the needle before now smashes your balance down fast. Picture someone with $5,000 in debt at 22% APR. Just making small payments, they could spend years and pay hundreds in interest. At 0%, that same money clears the debt way sooner. That's the power. And this isn't some rare niche trick. Americans carry over $1 trillion in credit card debt right now at record high interest rates. For millions of people, a 0% transfer is the single biggest interest-saving move available. Okay, so what's the cost? Balance transfers usually charge a one-time fee of about 3 to 5% of whatever amount you move. So transferring $5,000 might cost you around $150 to $250. That fee makes some people nervous, but run the actual math. If the interest you'd pay over the next year is way bigger than that one-time fee, the transfer still wins. And it usually wins big. Think of the fee like a small toll to get onto a faster highway. You pay a little at the entrance, then you cruise past everyone stuck paying interest the slow way. A few bucks to save thousands is a great trade. Now, listen closely, because this is the most important part of the entire video. A balance transfer does not erase your debt. Let me say that again. It does not erase anything. It only pauses the interest. That means you absolutely must have a payoff plan to clear the balance before the 0% window closes. If you don't, the regular APR, often over 20%, comes roaring back on whatever amount is still sitting there. This is where people get burned. They feel relief, relax, and barely pay anything for a year. Then the promo ends, the high rate slams back, and they're right back where they started, just with less time on the clock. There's more fine print worth knowing before you apply. First, you generally need good credit to qualify for the best 0% offers. The strongest deals go to people with solid credit scores, so check yours first. Second, you usually can't transfer a balance between two cards from the same bank. So if your high-interest card is from a certain bank, your new transfer card normally needs to come from a different bank entirely. Plan around that. Third, watch out, because new purchases on the transfer card may not get that 0% rate. So if you start swiping it at the store, those buys could quietly rack up interest at the normal high rate. And here's a brutal one. A single late payment can void the entire promo and instantly trigger the high interest rate. One missed due date and your beautiful 0% deal can vanish. Set up autopay so that never, ever happens. So how do you actually use one of these the right way? Here's the simple game plan in 3 moves. Get these right, and you turn a risky tool into a debt-crushing machine that works almost on autopilot. Step 1. Take your total balance and divide it by the number of 0% months you've got. That number is your minimum monthly target. Pay at least that much every single month, and the debt is gone before the deadline hits. For example, $6,000 across 18 0% months works out to about $333 a month. Hit that number, and you cross the finish line right on time with zero interest paid. Simple, clear, doable. Step 2. Stop using the old card completely. Cut the temptation off. The goal is to pay debt down, not to free up room so you can fill it right back up again. Leave that old card at home in a drawer. Step 3. Do not run up the new card with fresh purchases. Treat it as a debt payoff vehicle, not a shopping pass. Every new charge undoes your progress and may not even get the 0% rate anyway. Keep it clean. Now let's talk about your credit score, because people worry about this. Opening a new card does add a hard inquiry, and it slightly lowers your average account age. So yes, expect a small, short-term dip at first. But here's the good news that most people miss. As you pay that balance down, your overall credit utilization drops, and utilization is a huge piece of your score. Lower utilization over time actually helps your credit recover and climb. So the tiny dip at the start is just the entry cost. The real story is your debt shrinking and your utilization improving month after month. For most people, the long-term effect on your score is genuinely positive, not negative. Let me put the whole picture together so it sticks. A balance transfer card moves your high-interest debt onto a new card with 0% intro APR for a window, freezing the interest so your payments finally do real work. It costs a small one-time fee of around 3 to 5%, but the interest you save almost always dwarfs that fee. The math wins, as long as you respect the rules and actually follow through on your payoff plan. Remember the big catch: it pauses interest, it does not erase debt. You have to clear that balance before the 0% window ends, or the high rate comes back swinging on whatever is left. The deadline is everything. Mind the fine print too. Good credit to qualify, no same bank transfers, new purchases may carry interest, and one late payment can blow up the whole deal. Set autopay, stay disciplined, and these traps simply can't touch you. And run the simple game plan. Divide the balance by your 0% months to set your monthly target. Stop using the old card. Don't pile new spending on the new one. 3 moves and the debt gets crushed on schedule. Here's what I really want you to feel. That stuck treadmill feeling is not your fault, and it isn't permanent. The system is built to keep you paying interest. A balance transfer is a rare tool that flips it in your favor. You don't need to be a finance expert to use it. You just need a plan and a little discipline. Thousands of regular people use this exact move every year to escape debt that felt impossible. You can be one of them. Imagine your balance at 0, no interest bleeding you dry, and money that used to vanish now staying in your pocket. That future is built one disciplined payment at a time, starting with one smart decision today. Take the shot. So before you ever apply, do your homework. Compare the 0% windows, read the fee, check the fine print, and only pull the trigger when you've got a real payoff plan in hand. Smart preparation is what makes this work. Quick recap so it sticks forever. Move the debt to 0%. Respect the fee, it still wins. Beat the deadline. Mind the fine print. Run the 3-step plan. Do that, and you turn a debt trap into a fast lane out. One more time, the golden rule. A balance transfer pauses interest. It never erases debt. The card buys you time, but only your plan buys you freedom. Use the time wisely, and you'll come out the other side completely free. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me the interest rate on your current credit card. Seeing those numbers out loud is shocking, and it might just light the fire someone else needs to take action. If this made the whole balance transfer thing finally click, smash that like button, subscribe for more simple money moves, and share it with someone drowning in credit card debt. Hit like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next one.